Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got some big news that a lot of you have been waiting for. I'm talking about the Iraqi Dinar and how things are starting to move in a serious way, specifically with Chase Bank getting ready for rate changes in 2026. Now, I know this is something that a lot of people have been watching for years. You've been following the forums, checking the news, listening to updates, and hoping that something real is about to happen. And today, I want to speak to you in plain, simple words, like a friend would. No hype, no overcomplicated explanations, just real talk. So here's what's happening. Chase Bank is reportedly preparing for changes in the Iraqi Dinar rate. That's huge. Why? Because it means that banks in the United States are actively getting ready to deal with adjustments in currency value. That's not something that happens quietly. Banks don't just wake up one day and change systems for no reason. If Chase is preparing, that's a sign that something significant is coming, and it's got a lot of people paying attention. Now I know many of you have been holding the dinar for years. Some of you bought it when it was cheap, some of you bought it in hopes that it would eventually increase in value. And for a lot of people, the idea that the dinar might see a rate change is more than just financial news. It's hope. It's a possibility of something life-changing. That's why news like this hits hard. It makes your heart beat faster. It makes you start thinking about what could happen next, what life would look like if your holdings suddenly increased in value. Let's take a moment and break this down. Chase Bank is getting ready. That means they're doing the groundwork. They're adjusting internal systems, updating policies, and training staff. They're getting ready for a process that could involve hundreds or thousands of transactions. Banks don't do that for nothing. It shows that this is serious. It shows that the wheels are moving. And when the wheels start moving at a bank level, that's a clear signal that the financial landscape is about to change. But here's the part that's important. When people hear this, excitement can take over. You might hear rumors, predictions, or bold statements online saying that the dinar is about to revalue tomorrow or next week. And while some of those statements might turn out to be true, it's crucial to understand the difference between speculation and confirmed action. Speculation is when someone guesses or interprets signals. Confirmed action is when institutions, like Chase Bank, are actually doing the work, updating systems and preparing for change. Now, for those of you watching this, you're probably asking, does this mean the dinar is about to go up? Does this mean I should act now? And here's the honest answer. It could, but we don't know the exact timing yet. What we do know is that banks like Chase preparing is a strong indicator that they expect something to happen. It's like seeing the runway lights come on at an airport. The plane isn't in the air yet, but the preparation is real. It's natural to feel excited. When news like this comes out, I get it. You've been waiting for years. You've dreamed about a moment like this, and hope is real. But it's important to stay grounded. When Chase Bank and other banks prepare for rate changes, it's part of a larger process. It doesn't happen instantly. It takes time. There are procedures, approvals, and steps that need to be followed. So while this is exciting, it's also a time to stay patient and informed. Let's talk about what it means for everyday people. If you hold the Iraqi Dinar, this preparation by Chase Bank could be your first real sign that a change in value is coming. It means that when the time comes, you'll be able to convert or exchange your currency more easily. It means that the systems are ready, the staff are ready, and the bank is prepared for action. That's huge because preparation is a key step in making sure things run smoothly when the rate changes. But here's a word of caution. Just because the bank is prepared doesn't mean you need to rush. Don't make impulsive decisions based solely on excitement. Wait for the official announcements. Watch the confirmations. And remember that financial changes like this are significant. They're not casual and they're not sudden without process. Staying calm and informed will serve you much better than reacting too quickly. Some people might feel frustrated by this news. They might think, why is it taking so long? Why isn't it happening right now? I get it. Waiting can be hard. When you've been holding the dinar for years, it's natural to want the change to happen immediately. But financial systems, especially ones that involve international currencies, take time to implement changes. There are checks, balances, and approvals that ensure everything is done correctly. It's slow, but that slow process protects you and the system itself. Now let's talk about the impact of a rate change. If the Iraqi dinar were to increase in value, people who hold it could see significant financial gains. That could mean paying off debts, making investments, helping family, or pursuing dreams that seemed out of reach before. It could be life-changing for many. That's why this news gets so much attention. People aren't just thinking about numbers. They're thinking about what those numbers could mean in real life. But again, patience is key. Excitement is natural, but it's essential to make smart choices. Watch for official announcements. Follow verified news. And don't let rumors drive your actions. Speculation can be dangerous if it makes you act impulsively. You want to be ready, not rushed. Chase Bank preparing for rate changes is also a signal to the financial community. When a major bank takes steps to adjust systems and staff for a currency, it sends a message that they expect movement. Other banks notice. Other institutions notice. This isn't happening in isolation. It's part of a global financial picture, and that's why this news is significant. For those who are watching and wondering, if now is the time to buy or sell, here's a simple rule. Don't make decisions based on hype. Make decisions based on information and confirmation. Being calm and strategic will always serve you better than reacting to every rumor or prediction. Let's step back and look at the bigger picture. The world of currency is complex. Changes don't happen overnight. They involve governments, central banks, financial institutions, and regulations. When a bank like Chase prepares for rate changes, it's just one part of a larger process. But it's an important part. It shows that the wheels of change are in motion, and it gives people hope that movement is coming. Now let's talk about emotions. I know many of you feel a mix of hope, excitement, and anxiety. That's completely normal. When something you've been waiting for years finally shows signs of happening, it can feel overwhelming. The key is to channel that emotion positively. Stay informed, stay patient, and stay grounded. Emotions without grounding can lead to rash decisions. Grounding your emotions helps you make smart choices when the time comes. Another important point is communication. Talk with people you trust about what you're hearing. Share your excitement, but also share your caution. When you talk with others in a balanced way, it helps you separate rumor from fact and hope from reality. Also focus on what you can control. You can't control when the rate changes. You can't control the decisions of banks or governments, but you can control how you respond. You can control your preparation, your patience, and your strategy. Focusing on what you can control gives you strength and stability, even in uncertain times. Chase Bank's preparation also means that financial institutions are taking this seriously. They don't prepare for small changes. They prepare for major changes that will affect many people. That's why this is big news. And that's why so many people are paying attention. Let's also address the skeptics. Some people will hear this news and think it's hype, or they'll say it's just another rumor. That's valid. Skepticism is healthy. It keeps you cautious and thoughtful. The key is to balance skepticism with awareness. Recognize the preparation happening at banks like Chase, but also recognize that timing is not yet confirmed. Be aware, but don't panic. I know some of you are asking, when will it happen? Tomorrow? Next week? And the truth is, we don't have a confirmed timeline yet. What we do know is that preparation is underway, and that is a strong sign that movement is expected. The exact timing will depend on official announcements and confirmations from central banks and financial authorities. If the rate change happens, it will be a coordinated process. Banks will follow protocols. People will be informed. Systems will be ready. And those who are prepared and patient will benefit most. Rushing or reacting too early can cause mistakes or missed opportunities. Preparation and patience are your allies. Now, let's think about the personal impact. If you've held the dinar for years, seeing a major bank prepare for rate changes can bring a mix of emotions. Relief, excitement, hope, and maybe even fear. All of these feelings are normal. The key is to acknowledge them without letting them control your actions. Stay steady, stay informed, and stay grounded. And for those who are new to this news, welcome. This is a moment that many people have been watching for years. Chase Bank preparing for rate changes is not just a headline. It's a sign that the financial world is moving and that the Iraqi dinar is part of a larger story that could impact many people globally. But remember, the goal is not to get caught up in speculation. The goal is to be ready, patient, and informed. Watch for official announcements. Observe the preparation happening at banks. Stay calm and keep your focus on what truly matters: your planning, your strategy, and your patience. We've talked about hope, excitement, caution, and preparation. We've talked about what it means if the rate changes and what it means to stay grounded. Now, let's bring it all together. Chase Bank preparing is a signal. It's a first step. It's not the final step, but it's an important one. Pay attention, stay patient, and be ready for confirmed action. And finally, let's remember that your life and your worth are not defined by currency alone. While rate changes can be significant, your decisions, your planning, your patience, and your wisdom define your path. Stay calm, stay steady, and stay informed. Friends, this is a moment to watch closely, but it's also a moment to remain grounded. Chase Bank preparing for Iraqi dinar rate changes in 2026. Is big news, but your approach to it matters more than anything. Stay smart, stay patient, and stay hopeful, but always stay informed. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And thank you for staying calm, grounded, and ready for what's ahead. Keep watching, stay informed, and take care of yourself and those you love.